Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Monday Market, where we talk about last week in real estate. I'm your host, Connor Coltrip from Remax Land Exchange, and happy June. I don't know about you guys, but did anybody else feel like the month of May didn't really happen, or like it flew by, or maybe that's just me? But this week, we're going to be looking at the time period from May 24th until May 31st, 2020, and once again, we had a pretty good week. We had 25 new listings, we had 4 properties come back on the market, we had 12 properties become conditionally sold, we had 9 price increases, 9 price decreases, and I promise those were not the same properties. We also had 12 properties close out, and we had 5 properties get canceled, leaving the market. This week was roughly consistent with last week, which is great news. And locally, we even saw a couple businesses start to opening up again, which I am so thankful for, but we still can't say we're out of the woods yet. And sadly, that was reflected in the stats too. In terms of residential listings going up for sale, the whole board is still down 49.8%, and total sales activity is still down by 53.7%, which is not statistics we can simply ignore. But anyways, things are improving, and we'll take the wins where we can get them. So last week we looked into Huron-Kinloss, and almost across the board they were down in everything, even over the last several years. However, that's not true for Owen Sound, which is what we're going to be looking at this week, because we had a request. So in terms of everything, we're expecting to see declines almost across the board, especially with everything going on. But Owen Sound really has not subscribed to that. In fact, they're actually doing okay. Their average sale price is roughly unaffected, and it's actually seen a small increase from this time last year, which was really unexpected to see. Overall sales activity is actually up 3.5%. Now, I know that's a small number, but the fact that it's up at all is really bucking the trend of other communities. We are just not seeing that other places. And we also see that being reflected in their months of inventory, which last year was at 3.5 and now is down to 2.8. And that's still, a small statistic overall, but when that number is already so small, it's a very large change. So what does this mean? It means that homes in Owen Sound are selling very quickly right now, with lower amounts of sellers overall and more buyers than before. And sadly, that means gone are the days where you can wake up and just start heading to showings and looking for listings. These numbers are very clearly telling us that the intelligent buyer these days is going to need to show up with all of their ducks in a row if they're hoping to get the house that they really want. And what that means is knowing what you're pre-approved for beforehand, understanding how the process works at every step along the way, especially when it comes to submitting an offer and negotiating that through, and having someone on your side who is able to negotiate a fair price for you, especially when houses are moving so quickly and there's more competition than this time last year. You really need to make sure you're ahead of the game on all of these things, otherwise you could miss out. One of the best ways to address all of this is to have a strategy session and meet up beforehand. That way, everything is organized ahead of time. To book one of these strategy sessions, as always, you can reach me at 519-386-5745, or if it's easier, you can email me at connor@remax-lx.ca. So with all that being said, this has been a look into your Monday market. Thank you so much for your time, and as always, I will see you next week.